request of Surah Al-Fatiha for the Tamam Al-Qawmin Al-Rahumat, Sayyid Askar Hussain, Zaki Musawi, Sayyid Waqar Hussain Musawi, and all Mu'mineen and Mu'minat and Yasin, Qasim, and may Allah be pleased with all these souls. Al-Fatiha. Bismillah. Another request of Surah Al-Fatiha for all the Mahrumin and Rahmat. May Allah be pleased with all of them. For ourselves when we become Mahrumin. May Allah be pleased with us. صلى على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدي وحبيبي ونور قلبي وثمرة فؤادي طب القلوب ودوائها وعافية الأبدان وشفائها ونور الأبصار وضيائها أبي القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الهاديين المهديين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله، صلى الله عليك يا نبي الله، صلى الله عليك وعلى أهل بيتك الميامين. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله، السلام عليك وعلى أهل بيتك الطيبين. يا ليتنا كنا معكم سعادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله، السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله، السلام عليك وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر الأهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وسلموا تسليما. While we are commemorating the Shahada of our dear Imam Hussein alayhi salam, one of the lessons that I want us to learn from the Quranic point of view is about the importance of salawat. But before I proceed to the tafsir or some key point about this ayah, let me say that this ayah is known as one of the main ayahs in the Quran that talks about the fada'il of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. It is mentioned that after the Prophet, the Christians of Najran, they came during the time of the second Khalifa. When they came, they said, we have a question. And they normally do that. They come to ask questions about Islam. When they came this time, they said, we have a question to Muslims. And our question is that Muslims believe that when Allah created Adam alayhi salam, Allah asked the entire angels, without exception, no exception, all angels, to do sajda to Adam. Where Allah clearly said in the Quran, وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَسَجَدُوا. All of them, they bow down, out of respect for Adam alayhi salam. They said that is mentioned in the Quran. And in the other hand, you Muslims, you believe that Prophet Muhammad is the best prophet. Is it not true? Yes, it is. Even Prophet Muhammad is better than Adam. Is that true? Say yes. If that is true, is there anywhere in the Quran where Allah ever said to the angels to do something out of respect for Muhammad like Adam alayhi salam? That was a question they posted. Can you tell us something in the Quran where Allah told the entire angels to do something for Prophet Muhammad out of respect? Nobody could answer. Then they went to Imam Ali alayhi salam. Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, we want your help. Imam Ali alayhi salam came. Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, this is the question, and we want the answer. Imam Ali alayhi salam said, if this is the question, the answer is easy, and it's from the Quran too. And if they are asking that they want something that the angels have done for Prophet Muhammad out of respect, I will give them the ayah in the Quran, not just for angels, even Allah is part of that. They ask for Prophet for something that the angels have done to show respect to the Prophet Adam alayhi salam. I have something in the Quran that Allah has shown the respect, plus the angels, to respect the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. What is the ayah, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen? Imam Ali read this ayah. Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala al-nabi ya ayyuha alladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. This is one of the ayahs that talks about the fada'il of Ali Muhammad. But before we proceed, let's talk about this ayah to take some lessons. The first point of this ayah, Allah said, Inna Allah. Inna in Arabic is called Adatut Tawqeed. Adatut Tawqeed means an emphasis. In Arabic, brothers and sisters, it's not like any other language. In Arabic, when you talk to somebody, and the person doesn't doubt what you're saying, it's considered a bad language to use any emphasis in your language. That is one lesson from the Arabic, that when I talk to you and you don't doubt whatever I said, I shouldn't emphasize anything. I should speak normal. Now, if you doubt me and what I said, then they say you have to bring one emphasis. To let the listener know that whatever he is doubting,
is not what he thinks, and whatever you say is the truth. That is if the doubt is very low. If the doubt is higher, let's say 50%, then you add two emphases. One is inna or lam al-maftuh, they call it. Like in Surah Al-Munafiqun, you can see Allah said, Inna Allah wallahu yashhadu an inna al-munafiqeen la kadibun. Inna is one, la also is another tawqid, in one ayah. That is number two. Number three, if the doubt is very high, let's say 100%, then you add the word wallah. You swear. See, now here when we talk, from the beginning we said wallah. In Arabic, that is considered inappropriate of language. You have to go through steps. One is if the person is doubt, inna. If the doubt is higher, two. If the doubt is higher, then it becomes with the swearing, wallah, inna, la. Then the person understands this is very serious. Now come to this ayah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala started with the ayah said, inna Allah. Why inna? Because there are munafiqs among the companions of the Prophet who have some kind of doubt about whatever the Prophet tells them. To eliminate that doubt, Allah said, inna, instead with the adat tawqid. That is number one. Number two, then Allah said, Allah, inna Allah. Allahu Akbar. Brothers, you know the word Allah is absolutely a name that there is no name like the word Allah. Number one, about this word, you know the names of Allah is two kinds. Asma'ullah is two kinds. One is the names that you and I can use. And there are other names, Allah said, you and I cannot. Allah said, they are special for me. Those you can use the word Rabb, Rabbul Bayt, Rabbul Dar. Or the word you can use Rahim. You can use Rahim in the Quran. Allah called the Prophet Rahim in Surah Al-Tawbah. Bil-mu'minina ra'ufun Rahim. Rahim can use. The word Shakur. The word Ghafoor you can use. But there are some, Allah said, these are special for me. Nobody is allowed to use that other than me. One of them is the word Allah. Allah. You cannot call your son Allah. Yes, you can call him Abdul Allah. Yes, but not the word Allah. You cannot call it, because that is just for Allah. To understand more about this word, brothers and sisters, this Allah, the word is amazing. See, it's alif, lam, and ha, right? Now, if you put it this way, you call it Allah, right? If you take the lam, the alif, it becomes lillah. If you take the second lam, it becomes lahu. If you take the second lam, it becomes hu. That every part of it, of this word, it means something about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not only that, brothers and sisters, this word Allah is one of the favorite names of Allah. That, and our scholars, they said, out of all the names of Allah, if you want to put all of them together, all the 99 names, if you want them to mean one thing, Al-Ghafur, Al-Shakur, Al-Wadud, Al-Jalil, Al-Quddus, Al-Salam, Al-Mu'min, Al-Muhaymin, Al-Jabbar, all of those things, if you want to summarize them in one word, the word that can summarize all is the word Allah. That is number one. Number two, another favorite name of Allah. And this is tonight's take-home message, brothers and sisters. As you go to make dua, you have to know the buttons to push and ask Allah to get your needs granted. You have to know them. Because usually, even the names of Allah, brothers and sisters, we think you can use them anyhow you want. No, it doesn't work that way. Every attribute of Allah is for something. It's like when you go to drugstore. pharmacy, there are a lot of medicine, right? All our medicine, they are to treat people. But every medicine is for a special disease. You can't take every medicine just because it's a medicine. The names of Allah, they are names of Allah. But you have to know which one you need, what is your sickness, and they use that attribute of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For example, if you want people to love you, you want people to always think about you. You want anytime you go to people, you are a loved one among people. What is the attribute of Allah that you should be saying so you can end up? The word you can use is the word Ya Wadud. Al-Wadud means the beloved one. He shares the love among his servants. That is that. Now, if you want money, you want to be rich, what is the name you have to call upon Allah? Al-Ghafur? No. You have to call Ya Ghani, because He is the richest one. When you call Him by His name, you get what you need. So every attribute is to mean something. And you have to know what is your need and what to call Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the attribute. Now, one of the attributes also which is very important and special to Allah is the word Rabb. Allahu Akbar. Brothers and sisters, when you call upon Allah, one of the names Allah loves the most is the word Rabb. Example, you go to the Quran, we have 25 du'as in the Quran. Every one of them start with the word Rabbana. From the word Rabb, every one of them, from the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, if you and I, when we want to call upon Him, Allah says, call me Rabbana. That is why it does it, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasan. That's number one. Number two, you go to the prophets. All the prophets, when they call upon Allah, the favorite word they use is Rabb. Example, Ibrahim al-Khalil. Now before Ibrahim, even our father Adam alayhi salam, when Allah sent him out of the heaven, he wants to call Allah. What did he say? رَبَّنَا ظَلَمْنَا أَنفُسَنَا وَإِن لَمْ تَغْفِرْ لَنَا وَتَرْحَمْنَا لَنَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. That is Adam alayhi salam. The first prophet, when he called Allah, Rabb. Number two, Ibrahim al-Khalil. Ibrahim al-Khalil, when he took his family to Mecca, when he was building the Kaaba, when he wanted to tell Allah, Ya Allah, I left my family in a land where it's barren, as a Rabbi inni askantu dhurriyyati biwad. The word Rabb. When he finished building the Kaaba, he wants to talk to Allah with his son, as a Rabbana ij'alna muqimay salat wa min dhurriyyati. That is he and his son. Nuh alayhi salam also in the Quran, he said, Rabbi inna bini min ahli. The word Rabb, that's Nuh alayhi salam. Now Sulaiman alayhi salam, when he spoke to the ants, and he talked to the ant, and he wants to be grateful to Allah, he said, Rabbi awzi'ni an ashkura ni'matak. The word Rabb. Allahu Akbar. Now even our Prophet himself, Allah told him, Ya Rasulullah, you want knowledge? Yes. وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي. The word Rabb. More than that, also, our dear Imam alayhi salam, Imam Ali, in Tashahhud, when he was struck, what is the word that he called? He said, فُزْتُ وَرَبِّ الْكَعْبَةِ. Why the word Rabb, ya Amir al-Mu'mineen? Why not فُزْتُ وَالشَّكُورِ? Because the word Rabb is a special name to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is why you and I, Allah, join these two words together. Allah and Rabb together in Surah Al-Fatiha. 10 times he said, Alhamdu Lillahi Rabbil Alameen. Together. Every single day when you pray, you mention Allah and then you mention what? Rabbil Alameen. Because these two names are special names of Allah. Another name also which is special is the word Ar-Rahman. Allah said in the Quran, قُلْ يَدُعُ اللَّهِ أَوْ ادْعُوا Ar-Rahman. Allah said, when you call upon me, either call Allah or call Ar-Rahman. And Ar-Rahman is another name that you cannot name somebody except to add the word Abd by saying Abdul Rahman. But you cannot say Ar-Rahman because this is just one of the chosen names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are three names, brothers. Don't forget them when you make dua. You want to call upon Allah, you want to get attention of Allah, the word Allah, the word Rabb, the word Ar-Rahman. Keep in mind, that's the take-home message. In your dua, never forget to call Allah with these three names. Now, Allah said in the Quran, now going back to the point, Inna Allah, Allah said, indeed, He Allah. Then who? Wa malaikatahu. Malaika wa ma adraka mal malaika. Malaika are the angels of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the angels, Allah didn't specify one or two. He said all the angels in combined. And let me share with you some of the angels, brothers and sisters. The angels are the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they have different responsibility. When you get a chance to read Allahu Akbar, Najul Balagha. And you see there is a chapter of Imam Ali alayhi salam where he described the angels and their responsibilities. Number one, some of the angels are known kiraman katibin. What are these? Two angels. One on the right, one on the left. What is their job? Their job is to write everything we do. Raqib is on the right, the observer. The second one is called Atid. You know what the meaning of Atid? Atid means al-fatn alladhi la tafutuhu haraka. A smart one that no movement happens without his noticing. That's called Atid. What do? They write every single thing we do. And you see Imam Ali alayhi salam mentioned in the Dua Kumail. Because they're so important. Everything Dua Kumail, every single night you read them. What do you say? I said, الَّذِينَ وَكَّلْتَهُمْ بِحِفْظِ مَا يَكُونُ مِنِّي وَجَعَلْتَهُمْ شُهُودًا عَلَيَّ مَعَ جَوَارِحِ. Imam Ali mentioned them. That's Kiram al-Katibin. Allah mentioned in the Quran too. That's one of the angels. Another angels also are the angels known as immigration officers. When you get to the immigration, they're there too. Also, who are those two immigration officers? In the grave. Right? Because when we die, we are getting carried like we are in a plane. We're getting carried on the shoulders. Where do we land? We land in the airport. Where is the airport? The cemetery. Right? Now, after we land at the airport, we have to go through immigration officers. Now, the immigration officer is the grave. As soon as we put the person in the grave, those two immigration officers, they come in. One of them is called Munkar, the other one is called Nakir. What do? They come to inspect. They say, I want to see your passport. You came to this country, you're a stranger here, you need to see the passport. What is that passport? The answer from the Prophet is أَوَّلُ مَا يُسْأَلُ الْعَبْدُ عَنْهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ الصَّلَاةِ. Your first passport they ask, it's not an American passport or Canadian passport. No, they have different passports they're looking for. What is it? I said, that passport is Salat. And the Prophet said, in Qubilat Qubila ma siwa. If that Salat or the passport is checked, they see the name is correct, they see the picture is your picture, they see everything is correct, then they say, wow, welcome and enjoy your stay. Right? But what happened? If they check the passport and it's incorrect, the picture is not your picture. Something is wrong in your passport. What happened? And the Prophet said, wrote that, they deport, right? When you go to the country and there's something wrong with the passport, what do? They deport you back. Now the Prophet said, Ruddu, they return. And what do? They have to investigate everything that you brought with you. Your fasting, your hajj, your zakat, your amal bil ma'ruf, your relationship with your parents, your relationship with your neighbors, everything has to be checked. Why? Because salat was not done properly. That is the passport. Now, those two angels in the grave, they are also there. That is the second angel. Number three, another angel also It's mentioned in the Quran. And they are called hafadha, protectors. They're four. We don't see them. One of them is in front. The other one is in the back. The other is on the right. The other is on the left. And what do? They protect you and I. And Quran mentioned, يَحْفَظُونَهُ بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ. They are protectors. That's what Allah said. You and I, we walk, and we don't realize how much we are important for Allah. To the point where Allah sent people and angels, and their job is to protect you. Allahu Akbar. While you walk in, but you have what? Secret servants. They're working for you. And free of charge. But you never tell me, say to Allah, Alhamdulillah, for free service. Now you and I, if you want to go and take any bodyguard, any human bodyguard, right? How much is it going to cost you? Thousands of dollars, right? Allah sent this bodyguard free of charge, and we never start to say Alhamdulillah for this blessing. Right? These are like other angels. Another angel, they are called An-Nazi'at. When you read this word, An-Nazi'at, Nazi'at is a special angels Allah created, and their job is to take the life of kuffar. An-Nazi'at, from the word Nuzur, means pull. Their job is to take the life of kafir. That's it. Then you have another group also. They are called An-Nashitat. An-Nashitat means what? The angels who take the life of mu'mineen. Allahu Akbar. Look at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has angels, their job is to take the life of kuffar, and there are others, their job is to take the life of mu'mineen. That is some angels. And then on top of them there is their master. Who is their master? The master that we don't want to hear his name at all. And his name? Azrael. Or Malak al-Maut. No one of us wants to hear him. We don't want to see him. We don't want to even hear his name is mentioned. Right? But you know what the hadith say, brothers and sisters? They say, remembering Israel and remembrance of death increase your life. But we don't want to hear that. But that's what increases your life. The more you remember death, the more you protect yourself, the more you remember death, the more you prepare for that journey. But that's what we don't want to hear. We want to hear long life, we want to hear about healthy and so on and so on. Now that angel is called Malakul Maut. And that Malakul Maut, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا مَلَكُ الْمَوْتِ. You know what he says? When they ask him, this angel knows every one of us more than every one of us knows ourselves. 5 times he looks at our faces every single day. MashaAllah, we are in the store buying, selling, laughing, jumping, playing basketball, and he is watching when Allah will tell him, go take that amount. That is one of the angels. And it's called Malakul Maut. Some angels, they are called As-Sabiqun. Some of them, they are called As-Sabiqun. What do? They do tasbih. Some of them, they are in the state of ruku from the day Allah created them. And they never get bored. You and I will pray 5 times a day and we complain. So much. Ruku, 5, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and we complain about it. Right? Sajda, we go to Sajda, at least 2 seconds, 3 minutes, and we say, oh mashallah, today mashallah, 5 daily prayer. What a great servant am I. Right? But there are angels, Allah created them, from day one they are in the state of Sajda, and they never complain. And Allah said, I said, Wala yas'amun. They don't get tired or complain. That is some of them. One of them is the angel of Al-Wahy. Jibreel. He sent the Wahy to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To the prophets. That is one of them. One of them is Mikael. His job is what? His job is to change the weather. Sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold. Meaning the thermometer is in his hand. Turns it up, turns it down. That's Mikael, that's his job. Another angel, his job is what? It's called Israfil. His job is to blow the horn. When he blows the horn, that is the end of this life. فَإِذَا نُفْخَ فِي الصُّورِ فَلَا أَنْسَابَ بَيْنَهُمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَتَسَاءَلُونَ. Allah says when he blows the horn, that's the end of the world. And when he blows the horn the second time, that is the beginning of the Qiyamah. فَإِذَا نُفِخَ فِي السُّورِ فَإِذَا هُمْ قِيَامٌ يَنْظُرُونَ. 2 times he's going to blow the horn. That is that angel. And then there are some angels, Allah created them just to help mu'mineen. They're just like reserve. Like some countries, they keep these reserves. They are reserved, they're there, waiting until Allah tells them, go and help this prophet, go and help this movement, and they go and help. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Imran, وَأَرْسَلَ جُنُودًا لَمْ تَرَوْهَا. Allah said, we sent some armies that you can't see them. They went into the Badr, and they helped the prophets where nobody can see them, but they were there helping mu'mineen. These are called al-malaika. Now all these angels, Allah subhanahu without an exception. How many are they? They ask Imam Jafar al-Sadiq alayhi salam. What is the number of angels compared to humans? Imam Jafar al-Sadiq said, the number of angels is like the number of the sand on the earth. They are uncountable. Only Allah knows their number. All of these angels, Allah said, وَمَلَائِكَةً, all of them, plus Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah said, يُصَلُّونَ عَلَى النَّبِيِّ. Allahu Akbar. Yusalloon, brothers and sisters. See, in the Quran about the Adam alayhi salam, Allah said, Usjudu. Make sajda. How many times? 1 time. Right? But the word yusalloon is different than the word usjud. Yusalloon in Arabic means continuously. It's not just 1 time and that's it. No. Yusalloon means they did it yesterday, they do it today, and they'll do it tomorrow, and they continue to do it till the day of judgment. That is what yusalloon. It's called sighatul mudara yufidu dawam. It means continuously. And here you and I, when we say 1 salawat or 2 salawat, we think we're doing good job. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, I myself am saying salawat. Also my angels are saying salawat. Now the question, what is the meaning of salat of Allah? When Allah said, Inna Allah yusalli, when he said, and they also said, what does it mean, Inna Allah yusalli? They say salatullah, it means 2 things. 1, irsalur rahmati wa tanzih. Sending rahmah to Prophet Muhammad and purification as well. Meaning Allah sending rahmah to the Prophet all the time. And that is why Allah, when he talked about Prophet, he said, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. Because Prophet is the center of the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And tanzih, purification all the time. And you read that in the Quran, إِنَّمَا يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ لِيُذْهِبَ عَنْكُمُ الرِّجْسَ أَهْلَ الْبَيْتِ وَيُطَهِّرَكُمْ تَطْهِيرًا. That is the salat of Allah. Now, what is the salat of angels? The salat of angels, they say, talabul maghfirah is asking Allah to forgive the ummah of Prophet Muhammad. That is the salat. Now, what is our salat? When we say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad, what do we mean? We, as human beings, they say our salat is rafa'i daraja of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad. Meaning Allah elevate their levels every single time we say the salawat. That is the salawat. So when you say the salawat, Allah's salawat is not the same as the angel, and the angel's salawat is not the same as ours. Is 3 sets of salawat, and each one of them means something about our dear Prophet. Now, after Allah said, Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Now listen careful. Then Allah is now making a call. And that call is not like any other calls, brothers. Because you know in the Quran there are different calls. There is Ya ayyuhal kafirun. That's call. 2. There is Ya ayyuhan nas. Then there is Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. Then there is Ya ayyuhan nabi. Out of all this, Allah chose one group. He said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. You know what that means? That means those who send salawat are the signs of Iman in the sight of Allah. Because Allah said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. Allah didn't call everybody, no. Allah called some special group out of all. He said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. Those of you who believe, Allah said, come and join me and join the angels and combine to send salawat to Muhammad and Ali Muhammad. That is where the importance of salat comes in, brothers and sisters. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said He is sending salawat and the angels, and He called chosen ones among the mu'mineen and said, join us in sending the salawat. Now, what is the importance of salawat, brothers and sisters? When we send salawat, how important it is in Islam. Number one, the importance of salawat is that when you and I send salawat in our salat, it helps your salat to be accepted. A salat or prayer without salawat is not salat. That is not my words. These are also from Al-Shafi'i. Ya Ahl Bayt Rasulillah. حبكم فرض في القرآن أنزله كفاكم من عظيم القدر أنكم من لم يصلي عليكم لا صلاة له. Al-Shafi'i said, all the children, the family of the Prophet, the progeny of the Prophet, that's your حبكم فرض. Your love is wajib and obligatory upon all in the Quran that Allah sent down. That is enough for you that anybody who fails to send salawat to you and say their salat is incorrect and it's not acceptable. That is the importance of salah. That if you do salah, you read Fatiha, you read everything, but you fail to say the tashahhud in your salah, you fail to say the salam, then Allah said this salah means to me no salah. Why? Because you failed to send salah to Muhammad and Ali. That is number one. Number two, the importance of salah comes also in dua. That Imam said, Kullu dua mu'allaq. Any dua you ask Allah is hanging. At my go, am I not? It's hanging. But when you go one thing, what is it? Hatta yusalli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Until you send the salawat, then the salawat pushes that dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In some narrations, Imam said, if you want Allah to accept your dua, then don't start your dua unless you send the salawat to Muhammad and Ali Muhammad first. And some narration, Imam even give you a better suggestion. He said, if you want your dua to be accepted, put your dua between two salawat. One in the beginning, one at the end. Because one of the things Allah cannot reject is the salawat. And Allah feels shy to accept first dua, first salah, and then pass your dua and accept the second salawat. For the sake of these two salawat, he said Allah will accept your dua because you said something He Himself is doing it. That is the salawat. So that is the importance of salawat. That's number two. Number three, the importance of salawat, brothers and sisters, is that you know in the ahadith, they say if you have kafara to pay, and you can't afford to pay the kafara. I miss my fasting in the month of Ramadan. I have to pay kafara, but I can't afford the kafara. What can I do? In the hadith and the fiqh, they says, من لم يجد ما يكفر به ذنبه فليكفر بالصلاة على محمد وآل محمد. This is sending salawat to Muhammad and Ali Muhammad can replace the kafara that you're supposed to pay to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the importance of salawat. Now, more than that, brothers and sisters, also another important about the salawat, they say that if a person is having the disease of hypocrisy, nifaq, in his heart, and he wants to purify his heart, what should he do? Can he go to the doctor to have a surgery? No, it doesn't work that way. He has to get something to purify the heart from the hypocrisy. They say that if you want to purify your heart from hypocrisy, the medicine and the remedy is as-salatu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. That is another importance of salawat in this world. Now, what is the benefit of salawat in the Qiyamah? They say, أثقل ما يثقل في الميزان. يوم القيامة, before you cross the Sirat, they're going to scale our deeds. And that is of two scales. And Allah mentioned them as if فَأَمَّا مَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ. Some of the scale can be heavy, some scale can be light. Right? Now, if it's heavy, Allah says فَأَمَّا مَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَهُوَ فِي عِيشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَفَّتْ. If the scale is light, what happens? فَأُمُّهُ هَاوِيَةٌ. Now the Prophet tells you and I, if you want your scale to be heavy, to help you to cross the Sirat and get to heaven, what is the best thing you can do? 3 things. Number 1, taqwa Allah. Taqwa Allah. The first and the most important is taqwa Allah. Number 2, the Prophet says, husnul khulq, good manners and behavior. Number 3, as-salatu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. This is the importance of salah, even in the akhirah. And also not only that, the Prophet says, Man salla alayya salatan, sallallahu alayya ashra. Wa man salla alayya ashra, sallallahu alayya bi-mi'a. Wa man salla alayya bi-mi'a, sallallahu alayya bi-alf. Wa man salla alayya bi-alf, sallallahu alayya ma la ya'lamu adaduhu illa Allah. The Prophet says, if you send 1 salawat to me, he said, I will send how many? 10 in return. If you send 10 salawat, he said, I send how many? 100 to you. If you send 100, he said, I send 1,000. If you send 1,000, the Prophet said, now you have exceeded the number that nobody can know the number of the salawat Allah is going to send except him. Even the angels cannot count. If you and I say the salawat up to 1,000, only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the number of that salawat. That is the importance of salawat. That if you say it for the Prophet, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who can reward you. Now, how should we say the salawat? Here comes the question. How should we send the salawat to the Prophet? Here, the Prophet was asked, Ya Rasulullah, we know how to say salam to you, but how should we send salam to you, salawat to you? The Prophet said, La tusallu alayya salat al-batra. Do not send incomplete salawat to me. They say, what does it mean, Ya Rasulullah, the incomplete salawat? They say, to say, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa sallim. That is incomplete. What should I say? I say, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. If you want to make it even better, there's another one called Salatul Ibrahimiyya. I say, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. أفضل ما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. That is the best one. That is why even Salat al-Mayyit is mustahab to read that. Because that gives even more powerful salawat to the Prophet. That is the importance of salat. That is the importance of Ali Muhammad. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala connected them together. Muhammad وآل Muhammad. You cannot separate them. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala connected them. And when we say the Ahlul Bayt, brothers and sisters, some people make mistakes. They think the love of the Prophet and his progeny is normal love. That a father will love his children. No, the Prophet and Ahlul Bayt is more than that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the Prophet to say that. It's not a choice. How? Now look at the Quran. In Surah Al-Anbiya, all the Prophet when they came, the people asked them a question. What can we do to appreciate you? Surah Al-Anbiya, check it properly. Every prophet, Dawood, Yahya, Salih, Yunus, when they asked them, what did they say? قل ما سألتكم لا أسألكم عليه أجرا إن أجري إلا على الله. They said, I don't want anyone. My reward is on Allah. I don't need anything. Those prophets, do they have family or they don't? They do. But you didn't mention anything about their families? No. Every prophet in the Quran, لا أسألكم عليه أجرا إن أجري إلا على الله. Until the turn came to the prophet, Allah said to the prophet, Ya Rasulullah, the same question was asked, what should we do to appreciate you? Allah said, قل, an order from Allah, لا أسألكم عليه أجرا إلا المودة في القربى. اللهم صل على محمد. It's not a choice, brothers and sisters. It's an order from Allah. Now look at the Quran. Another prophet asked Allah about his son. Which is prophet? Nuh alayhi salam. His own son, his own blood. He said, Rabbi inna bini min ahli. My son is one of those who got drowned in the river. Ya Allah, is there any way to forgive them? Allah said, innahu laysa min ahlik. That brother, that son, Allah says, it's not your problem. Not only that, harsh word comes back after that. Allah said, وَلَا تُخَاطِبْنِي فِي الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا. Don't even speak to me about those who drown. It's the prophet we're talking about. Ulul Azm, not just any other prophet. It's one of the 5 chosen ones. And Allah said, don't even talk to me about your family. Your own blood, your own son. But when it came to the Prophet Muhammad, Allah said to the Prophet, قل لا أسألكم عليه أجرا إلا المودة في القربى. For that matter, the relationship between Muhammad and Ali Muhammad is not a choice like normal relationship between a father and a children. No, it's an order and it's an act of worship from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's an ibadah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is the one asking the Prophet to do that. For that matter, brothers and sisters, always keep in mind, as-salat ala Muhammad is an ibadah. And one hadith the Prophet says, khayrul a'mal as-salat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Khayrul a'mal. Like we say in the namaz, Hayya ala khayrul amal. The Prophet said, khayrul a'mal. If you bring all the good deeds, one of the best good deeds is to keep sending salat to Muhammad and Ali. But the question is, what happened to those Ali Muhammad after the Prophet? With all this emphasis that we mentioned from Allah and the Prophet, what happened to them after the Prophet? The Prophet, even in the last moment, he said, Allah, Allah fi ahl bayti. He said, watch Allah, be aware of Allah in my family and my descendants. The Prophet ﷺ passed away, and those Ahlul Bayt were being attacked. Those Ahlul Bayt ﷺ were being chased every corner. Those Ahlul Bayt ﷺ were tortured. Those Ahlul Bayt were killed and punished. The narration said that today, which is the anniversary of entry of Ahlul Bayt ﷺ in Sham. How did they enter in Sham? They entered Sham with the chain in their hands, chain in the legs. And who are we talking about? Those who got chained. Those are Muhammad and Ali Muhammad. One of them is Imam Zayn al-Abidin, salamullah. The narration stated that not only they were chained, they were taken as captives into Sham, they were also called Khawarij. They were also being stoned as they were walking on the streets of Sham. They were called names as they were entering Sham. The narration stated that as they were passing by, a man came out of the masjid and he saw Imam Zayn al-Abidin were on the horse taking him as a captive. Then he started to say, Alhamdulillah alladhi afdahakum. Praise be to Allah who exposed you. Praise be to Allah who defeated you. And he started saying this harsh word to Imam Zayn al-Abidin. While he was holding Quran in his hand, Imam Zayn al-Abidin asked him, Ya Sheikh, hal qara'ta al-Quran? Did you read this Quran that you hold it? He said, Bala qara'ta al-Quran. He said, have you read this ayah where Allah said, إِنَّمَا يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ لِيُذْهِبَ عَنْكُمُ الرِّجْسَ أَهْلَ الْبَيْتِ وَيُطَهِّرَكُمْ تَطْهِيرًا? He said, yes, I've read this ayah. He said, Wallahi, نَحْنُ أَهْلَ الْبَيْتِ. He said, هل قرأت قول الله قل لا أسألكم عليه أجرا إلا المودة في القربى? Have you read this? He said, no. He said, والله نحن قربى آل محمد. Imam Zayn al-Abidin would go into the deep of the ayahs and was mentioning ayah after ayah, telling him who are the Ahl al-Bayt and who they are. And then the man said, أَنْتُمْ whom? Are you those Ahl al-Bayt alayhi salam? Imam Zayn al-Abidin said, Wallahi, hum Ahl al-Bayt alayhi salam. And come and look at the scene where they have the heads of all the shuhada in front, and they have Imam Zayn al-Abidin and the families on the back. The narration says, Sukaina went to Zaynab alayhi salam, and she said, Ya ammati allaka min al-mal, do you have any money? She said, why do you want money for? She said, I want the money to give the one who is carrying the head of my father. To give him the money to put the head down. She said, the humiliation is enough. As they took us from Karbala to Kufa, from Kufa to Sham. And my father's head and my uncle's heads are all exposed. She said, enough is enough. They took them at this humiliation to the camp or to the castle of Yazid. When they entered the castle of Yazid, the narration stated, as soon as they walk in, he started to ask them, each one of them, their names, until he got to Imam Zayn al-Abidin. He asked him, Ma ismuk? What is your name? He said, Ismi Ali. My name is Ali. He said, Awalaysa qad qatala Allahu Aliya. He said, Allah already killed Ali. Imam Zayn al-Abidin said, La kana li akhan qatalahu nas. I have a brother called Ali. He was killed by people. Imam Zayn al-Abidin salamullah alayhi was in that castle witnessing the heads of all the shuhada, was placed in the front of Yazid la'natullah alayhi. And then he has a stick pushing the lips of Imam Hussein alayhi salam in his own castle. The narration stated that after a long period, Imam Zayn al-Abidin said, Ya Yazid, allow me to sit on this platform to say some words that will please Allah and give those listeners the best reward. Yazid didn't want to allow Imam Zayn al-Abidin. But later on, people insisted. Imam Zayn al-Abidin sat on the mimbar and he started to praise Allah and the Prophet. And then he said, Ayyuhan nas, man arafani faqad arafani. For you people, whoever knows me, knows me. وَمَنْ لَمْ يَعْرِفْنِي, who doesn't know me, عَرَّفْتُهُ بِنَسَبِي. I will introduce him. And then he said, أَنَا بْنُ مُحَمَّدْ بْنُ عَبْدِ اللَّهِ. If you don't know me, my father is Rasulullah Muhammad. And then he said, وَأَبِي أَمِيرُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ عَلِيٌّ الْمُرْتَضَى. أنا ابن فاطمة الزهراء. I am the son of Zahra عليه السلام. أنا ابن خديجة الكبرى. I am the son of the Khadija عليه السلام. And then he said, أنا ابن المذبوح بكربلاء. And then he got to say that if you don't know me, I am the son of the one who got slaughtered in Karbala. فرد الإمام حسين عليه السلام أنا ابن من ذبح بكربلاء. I am the son of the one who got slaughtered in Karbala. At Shanan, when he was thirsty, Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam, the narration said, as soon as he started to mention Ana ibn al-Maktul bi Karbala, Ana ibn al-Madbu'a bi Karbala, people started crying. That is when people realized that this is the son of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. The narration stated Imam Zayn al-Abidin continued to introduce himself until the narration said, the entire crowd saw that, when Yazid saw that the crowd are now into tears because they realized the truth about what happened on the day of Ashura. That is when he said to the Mu'adhin, Aqim as-Salah. It's a call for Adhan. The Mu'adhin said, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Then Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam responded, he said, Shahida bidhalika aqmi wa mukhi wa jasadi. I said, my body, my flesh, my skin, my everything, bear witness there is no God but Allah. And then when he said, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, Imam Zayn al-Abidin said, Ya Yazid, hal hada jadduka am jaddi? The Muhammad that is being called in Adhan, is he your grandfather or my father? He said, in kulta jadduk faqad kadhabta wa kafar. If you say it's your grandfather, then you're a liar and you're a disbeliever. وَإِن كُنْتَ جَدِّي, if you say it's my grandfather, فَلِمَ قَتَلْتَ أَبِيَ الْحُسَيْنُ فِي كَرْبَلَاء. If you know that it's my father, why did you kill him on the land of Karbala? Al-Shana, why did you kill him next to the river? When there is a river, there is a water, you deprive him from water. I said, why did you kill him? بِشَكِّ الْفُرَاتِ. When there is a water, why did you kill him? And took his children captive min balad ila balad, from one place to another. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين. يا حسين